Every time I do a shoot in a prestigious neighborhood such as the private village we are in right now, I find myself to be feeling a little bit different. In a way that I don't feel like I belong in that neighborhood. But this car right here today is something different. This car right here makes me feel like I belong right here. This is the 2022 Nissan Patrol Royale, a car befitting its name, a very royal feeling car. Today I'm going to show you around this car and I'm also going to give it a test drive, so stay tuned. This 2022 Nissan Patrol Royale is simply a facelift of their previous Nissan Patrol Royale. However, the improvements that they have made with the styling makes this look like a completely different car, one that is more than just modern. They've changed the grille to give you the V-motion design of Nissan, these C-shaped LED DRLs, and also all these chrome just make it look like such a premium car. Take a look at this car from the side and you will see the sheer size and mass of this car. With a really high hood, a ginormous body, 20-inch rims, and more of that chrome, you know that this car not only has size but also has the premium feels to match. But since the Nissan Patrol is a very capable vehicle, chances are people will see this car from its backside because of just how fast this car is. And over here at the back, the styling simply does not disappoint either. Yet so much of these chromes which can divide opinion, but personally I do really love the look of it. And you also have sequential LED turn signals by the back, plus a pintle hook down below. Open up your tailgate, which is rightfully powered, although it is a bit slow. And over here you have a cavernous loading space. Now this car is actually an 8-seater car, so if you do raise up those third row, it will eat up your space considerably. But I do assume that most of the buyers of this car wouldn't really mind and wouldn't always deploy those third row seats. Presence does not only mean size, and the Nissan Patrol Royale has more than just that. It has power too. The heart of this vehicle under this massive hood is a 5.6-liter V8 engine making 405 horsepower and 560 Newton meters of torque. This engine right here is plenty powerful and is mated to a 7-speed automatic transmission. What else is more over here? You get a 140-liter fuel tank to ensure that you can go anywhere, and you also have hydraulic suspension on this car. Step inside the Nissan Patrol Royale, and first we check the door thud. It just sounds excellent. And once you do step inside the Nissan Patrol Royale, you will feel immediately as if you're a royal. Because take a look at the interior of this car and it just is downright beautiful. With this tan interior, which unfortunately you can only get with the silver painted car, and the wood veneers that are all made out of dark wood, it simply is just beautiful. The steering wheel has been redesigned. Now you have your adaptive cruise control buttons over there. You have the new Nissan logo. It's also power adjustable up, down, so tilt and telescoping, all powered. Instrument cluster has a 7-inch screen towards the middle, but the biggest change for this facelift model is the center stack. Instead of having your old fuzzy 8-inch touchscreen, you have this 12.3-inch touchscreen, which is incredibly responsive, comes with wireless Apple CarPlay, wired Android Auto, and also your 360-degree view camera. If touching the screen is not for you, this center knob right here can also control that same screen. Tri-zone climate control, a wireless charging pad, couple of USB ports, and also a knob to control your drive modes, including sand, on-road, rock, and snow. You also get hill start assist and hill descent control in this car. The seats themselves, 10-way power adjustable for the driver's side and 4-way for the passenger, while the driver's side gets 2-way power memory, which is really amazing. The bolsterings are pretty much non-existent, so this really feels like a sofa. And one interesting thing about this car is that not only does it get heated seats, but it also gets cooled seats. And also, this is something that's a bit old school. You get a conventional foot brake instead of a handbrake or an electronic parking brake. I really love how these work. And you also get a small sunroof up top, which is a little bit of a bummer. However, what's not a bummer is the 13-speaker Bose premium sound system found inside the Nissan Patrol. And as for safety, you have Nissan's Intelligent Mobility Suite, the complete and full range of it, as well as 6 airbags. Thank you, chauffeur. Now let's check the door thud. And the door thud sounds really, really good. Now that I'm here at the VIP seat of the Nissan Patrol Royale, first, I get to enjoy factory tinted glass here by my side. I also have so much space. This is probably one of the best in the class in terms of legroom and headroom as well. And if I want to see 3 people beside me, if I have bodyguards or friends or family, I can easily sit here in the middle and still have tons of shoulder room. It's really quite amazing. And the floor is also pretty much on the low side while it's not completely flat. For my toys back here, I do get the third zone of my climate control, 2 USB-A ports, a 12-volt outlet, and also a really wide center armrest with 2 more tiny cup holders. Plus, if I have some drinks which I want to cool, I can open the front center console, which reveals a cooler, and it is proper cold, not just a tiny blower. If you really need to carry 8 people, you can still do that inside the Nissan Patrol Royale. However, this third row is best reserved for children. At 5'6" and with the second row seat slightly reclined, I barely have any legroom. It is doable, especially for short trips, but I wouldn't really want to sit here for a very long time. You also notice that my thighs don't really hit the seat anymore, so that can put a little bit of a load on my lower back. Nonetheless, if I do have to sit back here, I do get my own cup holders and also my own air vents, plus a really, really big quarter window, which makes it just a little bit more livable with. Unfortunately, too, you cannot slide the second row seats forward. So driving the 2022 Nissan Patrol Royale, well, this car is just ridiculously massive. I've been driving around its competitor for a couple of months now, and I thought I've gotten used to these full-size SUVs, but when I got into the Patrol Royale, oh my, is it big, and it feels big. But the main difference between this car and its competitor is that although it feels big, it feels light. The steering, for example, it is so manageable. The turning radius is also pretty good for a car this size. So overall, if you're someone who's not really used to driving big cars, you will easily adapt when you do drive a Nissan Patrol Royale. But chances are you won't really drive this car. Chances are you will be riding at the back. And at the back, I currently have 2 passengers over there, and I'm pretty sure that they are incredibly comfortable because the space is simply amazing. Much better than its competitor, the Toyota one. And now again, aside from that, driving this car, first of all, the engine, it's crazy smooth. I mean, 5.6 liter V8, a dying breed indeed. This car was made from a time where people were a little bit more generous in terms of their engine displacement. But unfortunately, what that means is that in the city, you do around 3 kilometers to the liter. Take it up over to the highway though, and it returns around 9.5 to 10. In terms of ride quality, if you do compare this car to, for example, its competitor, again, the Toyota one, it does ride a tad bit firmer than that, but that's because this is riding on hydraulic suspension. But what that means is that although it's a bit firmer, it doesn't really boat about too much. It doesn't wiggle and jiggle about too much. So if you have someone with like car sickness inside your car, they will much prefer the ride of the Nissan Patrol Royale. If you do push this over corners, this is much more composed over bends, over turns. The suspension does a better job of keeping all 4 wheels on the ground and making sure that the body remains rather planted, rather stable, or as far as these big cars can go, that is. The Nissan Patrol Royale also comes with double pane glass. So these glasses over here by the side, they are proper thick. It really does insulate and isolate you from the outside world. You just feel cocooned in this gigantic house that you are driving. That V8 engine, that 5.6 liter V8 engine is not only smooth, but if you do floor this, my God, it really does pick up and it really does push you back to your seat, but not in a very violent manner. But you really do feel all that G-force and all the weight of this vehicle. But also don't worry, because in the times that you really do want to floor this car, the brakes are also pretty powerful, so it really does not feel scary at all. And as I said, this is still relatively manageable and nimble. I can change lanes like that really easily. It simply is a very easy car to drive. you'll definitely get a hang of it extremely quickly. Another difference that this car really brings upon you as compared to its competitor is that sometimes those cars, they're trying to go in for a little bit more of a sporty appeal with their seats, with their bolsterings, but in this one, the seats are just so damn wide and there's almost non-existent bolsters. So yes, if you do hustle this car a little bit hard over bends, you will find yourself moving a little bit. However, when you are just cruising down the street or on the highway, man, are they comfortable. They really do feel like couches. You are sitting on couches. This is pretty much a bed on the second row. It's amazing. It's really amazing. Also, the Nissan Patrol Royale, as mentioned earlier, does come with Nissan's suite of intelligent safety features, including your autonomous emergency braking and also your adaptive cruise control. What this car doesn't have, though, because it still uses a hydraulic power-assisted steering, is lane tracing. But I mean, if you are driving this car and just how comfortable it is and how exhilarating it is flooring this car, I'm pretty sure you're not going to use lane tracing anyway because it is just such a fun car to drive. When you do drive the Patrol Royale on the highway, it remains incredibly planted, incredibly quiet, and most definitely a lot more quiet than its counterparts, its Toyota counterparts. And partly, I guess that would be because of the double pane glass, and also partly because, well, you do run a gasoline engine instead of a diesel engine. And yeah, sure, diesel engines have gotten more and more refined nowadays, but nothing replaces displacement and a gasoline engine. Anyway, so if you've seen this video and you are now looking for your new big sleek mansion on wheels, then you can have the Nissan Patrol Royale for 4.548 million pesos. Does that sound like a lot? Yes, it does, but it's actually over $1 million pesos cheaper than its counterpart. And you get so much more refinement, you get so much better materials on the inside. It feels like a much more premium car. And for that reason, maybe if you ask me, this is still the better car.